The Travon Bennett trial continues. Good evening. This is CTV News for Thursday, August 7th. I'm Byron Scott.
And I'm Patricia Vallone. Thank you for joining us tonight. Well, the prosecution begins wrapping up its case in the trial of Travon Bennett, the man accused of gunning down a Prince George's County student as he walked to school. Bennett faces murder, armed robbery, and related charges in the shooting death of 18-year-old Markel Ross 2 years ago. Rochelle Metzger has been following the case and has an update from the courthouse in Upper Marlboro.
It's day 4 of the Travon Bennett trial, and the prosecution is putting on its remaining witnesses, including an inmate at the county jail who shared a cell block with the defendant. He says they were Muslim brothers, they prayed together and became friends, the kind that discusses cases, the witnesses against them, and eventually murder. The witness, who for safety reasons CTV has chosen not to identify, says he became close to Travon Bennett while the two were locked up in the county detention center. So close, he says, Bennett told him about grabbing a .38 revolver the morning of September 11, 2012, going out to Central Avenue in Capitol Heights looking for someone to rob, finding 18-year-old Markel Ross and shooting him when the teen refused to give up his cell phone and iPod. The inmate testified he didn't tell authorities, but when they came to him, he agreed to wear a wire. In the courtroom, prosecutors played a recorded conversation for jurors in which Bennett can be heard asking the inmate to, quote, send a message to his friends Jeremy Brown and Kendall Bland so he can, quote, get at them upon learning the two would be testifying against him at his trial. Bennett can also be heard telling the inmate that he shot a, quote, amigo during another robbery, stole his electronics, but later found out that the guy was still alive. Prosecutors say they plan to wrap up their case today, and Bennett's attorney, Clayton Ahrens, told me he doesn't intend to call any witnesses for the defense, which means closing arguments are likely to begin Monday morning. In Upper Marlboro, I'm Rochelle Metzger, CTV News.
If convicted, Bennett faces a sentence of life without parole.
And Governor Martin O'Malley, U.S. Department of Labor Secretary Tom Perez, and Montgomery County Executive Ike Leggett joined forces to make burritos and guacamole. The location was Boloco Burrito on Elm Street in Bethesda. The photo op was designed to focus on raising the minimum wage. Now, Perez, who was O'Malley's labor secretary from 2007 to 2009, is pressuring Congress to raise the federal minimum wage to $10.10. The average hourly rate at Boloco is $11.
We know as a county, we know as a country that the more workers earn, the more and better customers businesses have. And nobody's been a more outstanding advocate for how we can build our economy from the middle out and the middle up and actually create more opportunities and more jobs by doing the very basic and decent thing, which is to raise the minimum wage from time to time.
And a recent study showed that in these states where you have seen raises in the minimum wage, you've seen job growth. This old myth that you either treat your employees well or you have a sound climate for business, it's just that. It's bunk. It's not true.
Now, the governor signed Maryland's minimum wage bill into law this past session.
Democrat Anthony Brown and Republican Larry Hogan agree to participate in their first televised debate. The two major party candidates for governor will face off October 7th in Baltimore. WJZ and the Baltimore Sun will co-host the hour-long program that will be taped in the morning and air at 7 p.m. The televised debate is the first of several that will likely take place before the November general election.
And former Maryland Lieutenant Governor Michael Steele is looking to run for another office in the coming years. Steele was speaking to Bruce DePoit from News Channel 8 when he said, quote, I love the opportunity of public service that affords me to be with people and to help solve problems for them. He has served as Lieutenant Governor of Maryland from 2003 to 2007 and as the chairman of the Republican National Committee.
A proposal to build a Walmart 1 mile from National Harbor is denied. The decision puts a roadblock in the company's plan to expand in Prince George's County and is a victory for a group of Oxon Hill parents who have been fighting the project for years. The county's zoning hearing examiner concluded that the project's parking design would present safety hazards to students at John Hanson Montessori and Oxon Hill high schools. Nicole Nelson, a parent who has children at John Hanson, says she doesn't want to sacrifice the safety of her kids in the name of economic development.
Well, we were very concerned over health and safety with the proposed Walmart. It would have shared a property line with our school, and we were also concerned about a loading dock being right next to our tot lot where our 3- and 5-year-old students played.
Now, the chain has the right to appeal the decision. Meantime, Walmart also wants to build a store in the Duval Village Center in Bowie, adding to the 30 other stores in the county. And you are watching CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone.
And I'm Byron Scott.